All right, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to a brand new episode of With a Side of Chaos.
Hashtag Wasak.
Yes, dude, the Wasak is at 3 million strong on TikTok, and we will take over the world probably in about 73 days.
73 days. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Is that enough for the Ukrainian thing to be over by then?
I don't know.
So we can tour there yet?
Dude, I honestly, like, I feel like if Russia and Ukraine just, like, sat down and played Tetris and just, like...
I don't think so. I think there would be some freedom fighters, even if there was a sit-down. It's getting ugly, man.
How did we resolve shit when we were kids?
We beat each other with rocks and stones.
Okay, so basically...
And sticks. Sorry, rocks and sticks.
So basically, they just escalated it to, like, a full-out playground fight.
Yes.
With weapons and all that shit.
Yes, lots of no rules combat out on the playground, anarchy rules. You know what I mean? Some kid spouting Nietzsche in the background. You know,
but yeah.
Life is pain. Sorry. No.
Once again, my name is Patricio, aka Rocky, and I'm always joined by the saltiest dude that you don't ever want to see in an Aldi parking lot because he will ask you for a quarter. Salty Aaron, how you doing, man?
Oh, I'm a quarter stealer now. This is amazing. Like, I'm a quarter hoarder. All right, I love it.
Do you told me during the right before we even started recording that you listened to a song that was what 87 minutes
83 minutes long last night, and it was right after our open mic that we had last night. It was so good. It was my 420 treat. Okay, it's what I waited for. I took edibles at 11:30 to make sure that they kicked when the first bass string hit. It was good.
So like, what kind of song was this? Like,
it's slow doom.
What the hell is slow doom?
All right. Do you remember when you played Quake the first time on your computer?
Yeah.
Okay, that's Doom.
That's Doom.
That's the musical styles of Doom. Slow Sabbath style Doom.
Okay.
Boom.
That makes
it's the opposite of everything you like about electronic music.
Okay, so my question is, like, were there like someone was singing, or it's just like music?
It's singing, synthesizers, and but it's not EDM in any way, shape, and form, and that's why I like it.
Okay.
It's slow Doom.
That's weird.
You know what I mean?
I don't think I could put myself. Well, I mean, shit. I'll put myself through movies, through cartoons, through all this bullshit. But for a song for 83 minutes, I don't think even I have the patience for something like that.
I took 2 bathroom breaks and 3 joint breaks.
I know you were trying to say bathroom break, but you said bathroom bake.
Well, at that point in time, I mean, I had this thing in my hand, so you know, it's all the time. You know?
So you're probably smoking in the bathroom.
I don't want to admit that.
Dude, there's a lot of, honestly, like, I
don't do weird things in the bathroom. Other people do weird things in the bathroom.
Bullshit. You totally do weird things in the bathroom.
No, I try to get out of the bathroom. That's my, I want to get out of there.
No, for me, like,
got to keep moving.
For me, the bathroom is like the holiest of places for me, because it's like the one place where, like, I get caught with my pants caught down. And it's a place where, like, my mind is clear. And dude, a lot of the content that I, whether it's TikTok or Facebook or Instagram, like, a lot of the content that I create, honestly, I do on the toilet.
Do you remember why I don't call you anymore?
Yeah.
I don't call him. I text him, because whenever I call him, he's taking a dump, and he answers. And I said no.
Well, dude, you're like one of the 6 people that I will pick up a phone call. That, if anywhere I'm at, I will pick up your call.
I call you at certain times of the day that I know they're not your dump times now.
Yeah. Well, you'll still catch me on a dump time.
I try not to. Sometimes they're emergencies, just like your emergency dump time. You know what I mean?
But no,
I like how we started talking about your shit.
I know. Well, I mean, because I'm the shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All the shits.
So you and I are going to be going out to Colorado in a few weeks.
Yeah. July, man.
Dude,
it's going to be exciting.
I'm excited about that. I saw the lineup that he sent us.
Yeah.
And that's pretty fucking cool.
We're doing Cereth Fest out in Pueblo, Colorado. And we
the most Mexican part of Colorado there is. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, you know what? You're in charge of finding all the good taco places instead of the shit.
Where they're at.
Okay, great. Yes, I forgot you're resident there.
Yeah, I lived in Broomfield for about 2 years, and I used to go all over Denver all the time, because like every city in Colorado has like something to do, because it's all mountainous. It's all like just really cool fucking shit over there.
I've never asked you this. Do I need to bring a gun?
No.
Okay.
No.
I don't know what your life was like in Pueblo or Browntown or wherever you were at. I don't know. You said a lot of city names, so no, like, I'm not exactly the smartest.
The only time where like I've ever been like,
wow, that did sound racist. Even after the fact, it still's no way to. You're gonna have to edit that out. That's the first time. I've never, not intentionally. Fuck.
The only time like I've ever felt,
I apologize.
In danger. is, you know, anytime in Chicago when I go to the South Side.
Not an avalanche, because I feel like I would need a gun for an avalanche.
Nah, dude, I've been shot at, I've been stabbed, I've been hunting down, I've been jumped, I've gone I've been trying. Someone just tried to kill me a couple of times.
Yeah.
Still South Side of Chicago. Yeah, I want to go strapped if I'm going on that side, because that is fucking, like you said, it's fucking a rock.
I ride with Chief Keef hologram in my car when I go around, so people know not to roll with me, roll against me, you know, because I got them packages.
But no, I'm excited about that. You know, shout out to Sareth. It's going to be a fun time out in July in Colorado, because Colorado is just a beautiful, beautiful state, and there's so much to do over there. So you and I will have,
and we're going to smoke some Mia Khalifa weed or something while we're out there.
Let me get the Mia Khalifa, the Ava Adams, the Lena Paul. Who else is my favorite?
We're going to get some Willie Nelson weed while we're out there too.
Dude, I ran across this.
And if we need to, we'll rent a car and go to California and make that shit legal. Illegal.
I got to say the most dumbest shit right now. I found the newest, hottest, most amazing porn star. Her name is Angie Faith. And whenever you have a chance, listeners and whoever's here, look her up, you know, on your in incognito mode or wherever. Yeah, I love it. I love how our guest is pulling it out right now. Angie Faith. She is bombshell. She's going to be the next big thing.
Got one viewer. Because they're all looking for Angie Faith right now on Pornhub. They left with a side of chaos, #Wasock for Angie Faith. Congratulations. Your number went up. Now you owe us a $50 royalty check.
Yeah, and right now Jeff is saying about time, mofos. Yeah, sorry about that. Jeff.
We've been watching Angie Faith move. So heard it's really great.
And she doesn't have that much content out because she's a newer model.
Is this someone local to us that you're giving a shout out to?
I am not. But like, I love how our guest's eyes is when like, oh, look at that. We got the.
What'd she do with bananas?
She's got the nod. Oh, we got the eyebrow raise. With that being said, you want to bring in our guest, buddy?
Our next guest on #Wasock with a side of chaos is comedy OG. Fucking Ollie Flores, everybody.
Ollie Flores, how you doing, buddy?
I'm great right now.
Please do not show.
God,
please do not show whatever's on your phone. We will get kicked off every medium we have.
I'm not gonna.
Except for the Russian one, we might be all right there.
But I will describe it a la Dr. Seuss. One boob, two boobs. One red, two blue. What?
Now I'm curious. Can you forward me whatever the fuck you're looking at?
I'm looking at it like. Okay, so Angie Faith.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, let me find out who. So as soon as you Google Angie Faith, every Angie Faith showed up.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, none of this. So I went Angie Faith porn, and all it is videos. Like I'm on images, and it's all videos. I was like, did no one take a picture of this woman? Like
she was already down.
Screenshot a still
no thumbnail.
Nothing.
No thumbnails.
It's just all porn.
Straight content. That's what Angie's about. I like Angie already.
You know what? I like Angie Faith AF. She is Andy Faith.
So, okay, on a scale of soft to fully hard, what would you rate her?
What a great place to start.
I did not get a chance to see a video.
Okay.
But I did see some. I will say right now, tingly,
right?
Tingly.
Ooh. A little tingly.
I don't know. I haven't looked yet. I'm not going to wait. I'm going to wait till later, until a random moment in the show. I'm going to look at porn.
She has some things that I always look for.
Same.
Heartbeat. And that's it.
BPM.
That's pretty much it.
But
heartbeat and consent. That's my jam.
As long as proper 98.5 temperature.
Well, no, in this day and age, even and I'm gonna go dark right now. I'm gonna go really dark right now. You just said consent and a heartbeat. In this day and age, the snowflakes will probably be like, did that corpse have consent? Did you get consent from the corpse before you?
Definitely.
Yeah, the family gave their final wishes.
Yeah.
But we're sitting down with Ollie Flores, and Ollie, I've seen these last few weeks. We've been hanging out a lot more because you've been coming out to the open mic at Graffiti Junction, and I honestly, God, I thank you for that. You brought some of your students out there, kind of like show them the ropes, because it's not the easiest room.
It's comedy at its most brutal.
And honestly, I think that's the perfect time to learn that.
Yeah.
Is when you're young and a new comic. It's like, don't start getting used to a fun open mics. Like if you only go, like I remember when I first started out, I would go to, was it Austin's? Let's see, it was Austin's. It was the Why Not Lounge out there, and Best of British. were the three.
Please tell me
kinda
every
big
comic was British.
No.
Oh, that sucks. What a gimmick
No.
sold wrong.
I know, right?
Fuck.
We did have to do the accent.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's perfect.
So it was, which was really
I
weird.
really wanna,
so
can
when
you,
I got
can you
into
do
my
your
Mexican
British
bit,
accent?
I couldn't do it.
Can you do your British Mexican voice?
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
I can see where that right there has potential to freaking be killer right there. But yeah, no, Ollie and I have been hanging out a little bit more because of the Graffiti Junction open comedy mic, and I come to find out that like you're a teacher in in comedy.
Mhm.
And before we even dive into that, I want to talk about like
let me stop you because I didn't answer the question,
Oh.
or I didn't. Let me finish that point.
Yeah.
The fact that I used to go to those places, the Best British, and they were fun. They were fun places, and so for a while I thought that's what an open mic is. That's what I should expect. And then when I started going to more regular open mics that aren't, you know, fun and established, it's like, wow, this is. Ooh, it's a harder letdown, I guess. It's a harder realization.
I believe the people call them the trenches.
Yeah. Yeah.
I believe that's what they call it.
It's kind of like glamour or glamping and camping.
Jesus Christ, I don't even want to get
You know what I mean?
Glamping, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
It's like, wait a second.
Enhance.
This the other open mic, they have a wireless microphone and it's clean. It doesn't smell like shame, regret, and bad choices. It doesn't smell like PBR or Crown Apple. Like it just
very direct there. Would that be the Orlando sideshow? Would that be?
But
okay,
no, like going back to it, Ali, you are a comic here in Orlando. You host a class for up and coming comics, but like I want to start off from the beginning because we're gonna do like a general interview real quick.
Okay.
And like, what got you into comedy?
Well, I'm one of the lucky people that knew exactly what he was going to do for the rest of his life when he was a kid. I started acting when I was in the 5th grade. Well, I mean, actual lines.
Okay.
Because I remember, you know, there's pictures that come up now. I grew up in a very small migrant farm working town called Immokalee, Florida, Southwest Florida. You know, it's only Mexicans and black people, and there's 4 white people because somebody has to pay taxes. So
were they also the officers of the city?
A couple of them, yes.
So 2 of the 4.
Of the 4. So it's not a very performance heavy thing. Like we had to drive, you know, minimum 40 minutes to get to a movie theater or to go bowling or anything like that.
So everything was far.
Yeah, everything's far. It's a tiny little, it is a 3rd world country. Immokalee is a small, it's Mexico, it's Haiti, it's all of that together.
It's stucky.
Yeah.
It's stucky.
It's very
that's my swamp hole.
So it is a small community. So when I started doing plays, I remember 5th grade, I did it was a Christmas play. And me and my buddy Rob Massey, I'll never forget, we were the 2 leads. We were the 2 orphans that were there. And we started sneezing. We did a fake sneeze, and because there was soot. And so our hat flew off. My hat flew off, and it got a laugh. So then Robbie at the time, sneezed, so his hat would fly off. And so we both just kept putting our hats back on and sneezing to get the laugh. Meanwhile, the rest of the play is trying to go on.
Oh, shit.
You found the hot spot.
Oh, but so they're still trying to act and do their do, and me and Rob are on the side just sneezing and hat flying. And just, we needed that drug. We needed that laugh.
And you had to chase it.
Yeah. And so I started acting legit in middle school, did all the plays, high school, did all the plays. I was a very large fish in a small pond.
Yeah.
And then I went to college to play baseball in North Florida.
Okay. As a Spanish guy does.
Exactly.
No flow.
And but I also wanted to do theater. You know, this is what I want to do. And I got cast in a play, and I quit baseball. And a buddy of mine goes, "Hey, there's a competition in Panama City, Florida." This is back in '92.
Okay.
And they're looking for comedians.
92. I would kill to see 1992 Panama City.
Can I play this out for a second? Like, there's this piece of paper, right? It's in Panama City right now. You know what I mean? And then and Ollie's far away from it, and it just floats all the way from Panama City right to like where his friend is, and he picks up the paper and he goes, "We got the golden ticket to fame."
That's exactly what Jason sounds like too. No. So he wanted to do that, and we ended up doing essentially 2-person sketch because he wanted to do it together. And I was like, yeah, we came up with some lame ass little 2-person sketches.
What was your influence?
Gosh, I want to say more SNL style
Kids in
stuff,
the Hall?
but Kids in the Hall.
There you go.
The State, like it was all stuff like that. So I remember one of the sketches we did. It was wet neck cooking. So I was the wetback, he was the redneck. So we're wet neck cooking with Bubba Rodriguez.
I love that.
And we had to say it that way, Bubba Rodriguez. And I was his much smaller, like assistant chef.
Yeah.
Here we are, wet neck cooking. I got my buddy Pepe. How you doing? I'm okay, senor. And it was so lame and shitty, but we won. We ended up winning. Shit. And I can't remember the radio station, but like if it was here in Orlando, let's just say, 104.1 was doing the competition, and they would say, all right, if you can win it, you get $104.01. Gotcha. And that was the competition. So it was like 104.1's doing that. Yeah. So we won that. And in 92 and in college,
that's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a lot of ramen noodles. Like it's a lot.
Did you buy a keg?
Pony keg, a little one.
Yeah, I knew it.
Got to get the little one.
Got to get the ponies.
So then the next time he goes, let's see how we do separately. Let's see who wins if we go head to head.
Oh.
And I said, all right, man. I said, that's fun. Let's do it. And he got booed in the first 30 seconds.
Yes.
He didn't read the room. Well, you couldn't read the room. Here's the thing. When you're young, you only have 3 minutes of material, period. You have no time to switch things up and read a room. You have your jokes and that's it. Whoever's going to laugh at. So he'd already written his jokes. And I do like this joke, but it was in a room predominantly female.
Oh.
Like there was a couple of bachelorette parties, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And he came out and he's like, and I remember the joke vividly because I remember making fun of him all the time and I would tell that story. And he goes, do you think the burning bush was the actual first recorded case of vaginal yeast infection?
Oh no.
Like you can hear Moses going.
Well, that's the thing. Probably
or God going to Moses, get to the mountain, fetch me gyne-lotrimin or something like that.
It's going to be huge.
Yeah. So I actually laughed at that joke and they did not like that. Mm-hmm. And then I ended up winning. I won. So I was like, all right.
What was your joke?
Material. Oh, fuck. It was lame. I did some lame shit.
You told his joke. Tell your joke.
Okay. So I remember my first joke, I still have in my act.
Oh, shit.
It's just been expanded.
Oh, okay.
My opening joke was, hey, my name's Ali Flores. I am Mexican. Don't leave. And that would get the opening going. But now that's turned into a 4-minute bit.
Really?
Because I go into how everyone's a little bit racist and I go into this call and response and we talk about stuff. But it started at, my name's Ali Flores. I'm Mexican. Don't leave. and so we did that. But I had, oh my God. So this was in Marianna, Florida. Okay. So border of Alabama, Florida, and Georgia.
Oh my God.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Like they'd seen Mexicans in museums, but they never touched one until I got there.
Yeah, because we were either clipping the poodle's toenails or cutting the grass.
Exactly. And you know how I ended up there? My really good friend, Ricky Herrera, had a farm out there. His dad worked with a farm out there. And
you're not helping the stereotype.
So, oh no, not at all. Well, shit. Remember, I grew up in a farm working town, so it's like this is what we do. We market farm workers. So we're already going to go to Manatee to play baseball. We'd already been talked to them. We were already on a team, but both of us were like we were just going to be utility players. We weren't starting. We weren't doing anything. Mm-hmm. And he goes, "There's a place called Chipola. It's near my farm. They're looking for a second baseman and they're looking for outfielders. Let's go." And so that's how I ended up there. Yeah. But yeah, it's very migrant farm working type stuff.
I've never, ever experienced like a farm town environment. I've always been a city boy, living in Chicago. The only time I ever saw a farm was,
let's change that
on TV.
Let's change that. It's real easy. It's like 40 minutes.
Well, no.
It'll change your life. I became an entirely different person when I stepped into Stuckey, Florida, on the other side of, Groveland.
Yeah.
In between Groveland and nothing. And Stucky is like this. But in that short period of time, I had to avoid crocodiles, banana spiders. If you've never seen a banana spider, holy shit, that will terrify the fuck out of you for the first time. And the other thing is, I saw a person, non-specific, gutting a squirrel for stew. Wow. And I found corpses of turtles.
Mm-hmm.
And the other kind. What's the other kind? Tortoises. Yeah. The shells to make stew.
Mm-hmm.
So they were having squirrel and turtle stew.
Yeah, turtle soup. Yeah.
Yep. All right. And now I digress.
Yeah. So that's where I was doing. So one of the jokes I had, not just the Mexican thing, but I would go, this was so lame. The thing I did learn about Mariana was their national anthem. I learned the thing, how can we be lovers if we ain't even kin?
Dude, you have a great voice. Holy shit.
Thank you.
Have you considered a career in Broadway?
No, never. No. So it was that kind of thing. And it was just kind of, when you're new, you're just looking for stuff right then.
Yeah.
I remember doing a whole thing, a whole bit about why Santa Claus isn't Mexican. Remember that? Remember him just like, Rudolph, how come your nose is so fucking red? You've been in my cocaine. And fuck you, Hector. Yeah. It's like,
I always love Hector.
Hector the wounded reindeer. He's got a teardrop and just like a badass.
No, the only thing that lights up is the teardrop. You know what I mean? It glows after every corpse. He's got 4.
And the thing that sucked is when Santa landed on your. This is how you knew Santa was there. It wasn't the prancing of the hoofs. It was the. Mira, Santa Claus is here.
Oh yeah,
Santa is here.
Mijo, put those cookies away. Get the tamales.
Oh my God. Oh, I just had a friend of mine who grew up in Immokalee with me. She is of the lighter persuasion.
Okay.
She's one of the 4. And she's in town. She's been living, I think in the Midwest for a long time. And she's in town. She sent me a thing. She goes, hey, I'm in Orlando. I said, awesome. I'd love to see you. So I'm with my kids. There's a competition going on. So I'm going to be here all the time. Probably won't be able to see you. It's all right. Where can I get good tamales here in Orlando? And I go, I don't know. I've never had them here.
I have that
because my mom makes the best tamales, and they're why am I going anywhere else? I got mom.
Right.
I got mom. So you have the answer for
I do. So there's this one place on OBT called, and I've talked about this place so many times, Tortas del Rey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, on Sundays and Saturdays is when they sell their tamales, and they are actually pretty fucking good. Now, the one reason why I love this place and Azteca America on Orange Avenue is because they do the authentic street style. They do the small tortilla. Everywhere else you're gonna find that big flaky big one. Not a fan of those. I love the small ones, and their al pastor, their carnitas are just on fucking point. Everywhere else is just like,
I'll check it out.
Too much seasoning, too much flavor. Sorry, back to Ali Flores.
No, that's perfect. So that was, you wanted a joke. That was one of the jokes that I did when I first started there.
There you go. There you have it.
UCF and started working in the theme parks and acting, and started doing audience warm up for television shows.
Oh shit!
I watched the television series once, and I really want to do that, but I don't know
the hardest thing.
I don't know what angle to go.
It's really hard to do it because you don't have a set time.
Okay.
So it's not like I can do all right, I'll do this 5-minute set at this point. I'll do a 7-minute set here. Because your main goal is just to entertain the crowd.
Absolutely.
And there are times, especially when I started doing audience warm up for Nickelodeon.
Okay.
So I would do their television show. So I did Double Dare 2000.
Oh,
and
shit.
It's great. We're working Double Dare 2000. We're doing our thing. And, whenever they have to clean up the messes,
that's
my time to go on. So there were times, man, where it took.
Wow, I really understand that.
Forever, like a 45 minutes to an hour.
Jesus.
That I'm out there trying to, and I'm running out of shit to do. I would talk to the kids, obviously, and do my stuff and just mess with people.
Right.
I had some family friendly jokes that I would use. But for the most part, I'm just pulling shit out of my ass and just trying to entertain.
Now, were you doing this a cappella, or did they give you a mic and a?
No, got a mic and everything.
Okay.
They would come out and they'd introduce me and they're like, "Hey, give it over, your audience warm up host, Ali Flores," and I'd come out and just entertain. And they're like, and then like legit mid sentence. So this is why I didn't like doing. I couldn't do material because I could be mid setup let's go.
Oh,
And we got to go. All right, we got to go. All right. And it's like mid thing.
So you basically keep them like, what's the word I'm looking for? Without even giving the punchline, or
sometimes, yeah, because you're like mid.
It's crowd work. It's all crowd work.
Essentially,
you get them prompted, and then from there you build upon what they tell you, and you're able to spin the whole audience. You know, you're making it a group activity. It's like a cruise. So when you see like someone, so you always have at least one in the ceremonial in the center. Like the major gathering where someone will MC the whole event.
Okay.
And that person is the hype man for like almost the whole cruise. Now imagine this is right before the main headliner goes up, and you got to stop whenever in the moment.
Damn.
Yeah. And that it's crowd work the whole time. It's fucking hard. There's no other way to it. That's hard.
That was the hardest gig. And when I got to, I started working in all the theme parks, and I was doing, I ended up doing, like television shows like Good Morning America whenever they would come out here, or what was it? Ripley's Believe It or Not. I was their warm-up guy anytime here, St. Augustine, wherever they had them, I would go. And they had their television show where Superman, what's his name? Television show Superman.
Dean Clark.
Dean Cain.
Dean Cain.
Dean Cain was the host. So, of that show. And then we would cut to the live at, and stuff. So I was the audience warm-up there. And that was difficult because it was on set. It was at the attractions, so it wasn't in a studio, it was just outdoors, and I'm trying to Florida. It was in Florida. Yeah. So I was doing audience warm-up, and then I was working in theme parks. I worked at Disney for 16 years, and I opened the American Idol Experience show at Hollywood Studios. I was the opening cast for that, and it was so much fun. I was the audience warm-up for that. During that time, I met some amazing comedians. One of the judges, his name's Rainey. He was out of Tampa. And his comedy act, everyone goes, Rainey, because that's how he would say it. That's how you say my name. He was just, it was cool. But he used to host back in the day at the Apollo. Like, he was one of the main guys there. So he was an old road dog.
So like, how old were you when you were doing like these crowd warm-up gigs?
Oh God, 24, between 24 and 28, right around there. Yeah, right there, mid-20s.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's insane. Because I'm trying to picture in my head, like, being able to entertain a crowd like that. And like you said, like, you're not really doing material. You're just like going off the whim, improvisation in a sense, to keep the crowd going for an hour. That is fucking talent.
Yeah. Well, if you look at what his humble beginnings was, he tipped a hat and it fell off, and he amused him. And then he gets joy out of making people laugh. So then it becomes,
and I think that's the mindset of an entertainer. Like, you enjoy the crowd, you enjoy the attention, right?
I'm gonna make it,
by all means.
I'm gonna make it deeper.
Make it dark.
I have to
do it.
No. I have to. It's not that I enjoy it. I have to. That's who I am. That's what I do. So if I go like legit a couple of days and I haven't performed, I haven't done anything to help people or make people laugh or anything, and I haven't gotten that drug of that immediate feedback, negative or positive. I love negative feedback too. If I bomb, it sucks, but I need that to get better. So I'm like, good. Yeah, it's not that I enjoy it, which I do. I have to.
Yeah.
Like, I was talking to Preacher. We were up in New York City, and that's one of the things he said. He goes, man, I'm freaking out. I haven't gone up today. And I go, oh shit, when's the last time you went up? He goes, well, yesterday. I said, oh, it may seem like it's forever. He goes, nah, man, I need my drug every day.
Wow.
Yeah. And so and I get that. It's like, yeah, I need that drug as much as possible.
So
I think that's why I don't like family vacations.
That's why you don't like family vacations.
It's because I can't do comedy. I just figured it out. It's all because I can't do something I'm addicted to.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on.
No.
That was a revelation in the middle of my psychiatric mental.
Look, I don't in any sense consider myself a comic. I consider myself a storyteller. I consider myself a podcaster, and other names. But like, a comic itself, like what you guys do is insane. And I tip my hat off to y'all, because I'm working my way up there.
What you should do is, you say you're a storyteller. then there's one person in our scene that you should be reaching out and working with, and that's Eugene Torres.
Okay.
Because he's a story-based comic where he will spend 30 minutes telling one story with multiple punchlines throughout the whole thing and be entertaining. That's why he is what he is. And he, one of the things that he did recently, I say in the past year or so, I wouldn't say real recently, is he had a storyteller show at the Improv, and everyone did fair, I would say, but it gave us an experience to try something very different, which, I mean, I can do 6 lines and that considered a long joke, but I mean, not like 35 minutes of one story or similarities to that one story. It's not something I do.
I've never done 30 on a story. I've done about 15 I can do, like 10 to 15, but it branches off and it has to have the tangent, because I look at it like a film. Like, you can't just have the one subject. You can't have the same things. You got to have something else that's compelling. What's the side story going on? What's this?
And if you want killers, I mean, absolute above Eugene. And he knows, like, you could watch someone like Ali Sadiq, who would take a one joke and then give it back to you an hour later. And you're like, holy shit, that was all the one joke.
Yeah.
Understand what I just said. That's more detailed than a director who does a 15-minute one shot.
Like in my minds, in my eyes, like one of the best comic storytellers of this generation, I got to give it up to Burt Kreischer. Or do you?
I'm not a huge Burt fan. I don't even really know his comedy. I don't watch the make.
I'm a fan of Burt, and here's the reason why I'm a fan of Burt, because Burt, he has a blast up on stage, which makes me have a blast.
Yeah.
If somebody's out there, when you're enjoying it, I enjoy it. And he is, and I teach this to my students. I'm like, you don't ever want to perform at your audience. You want to be the way you want it. The best comics, I feel, are the ones where you just feel like we're hanging out at a bar and it's your turn to talk. It's you're telling your story, and we're just having drinks and shit. And then it feels like it's us.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel with him. I don't feel like I'm being performed at.
Gotcha.
But I wouldn't put him up there as one of the greatest storytellers. There's a lot of things about his stories that kind of are counterproductive.
Okay.
But I would put, I think one of the greatest storytellers, he who shall not be named, but Mr. Jello Pudding Pops, probably the greatest storyteller as far as comedian goes. Bill Cosby's story, or his what's it called? Special. No, his special himself that was in the late 70s, early 80s. I can't remember the exact, is brilliant. But he does 30-minute stories.
Holy shit.
But yeah,
so good. Like, it's so good. Kevin Hart, another amazing storyteller.
Now, you see, I've had this conversation with other comics, because, like, me individually, I'm not a fan of Kevin Hart, because the one thing that I notice, and someone actually explained to me why it is what it is. I feel like he repeats the punchline, or he'll repeat the joke that he just said back to back to back. And from what Ken Miller told me one day, because I expressed this opinion.
This is like a name drop show.
Yeah.
Carlos Mencia.
Ken tells me, well, it's the reason why he gives the punchline multiple times is because the joke has to travel. Because, like, the first crowd is gonna the first few rows are gonna laugh because they heard it, and then the second row is not gonna hear it because the fact the first row is so loud, and then he repeats it and so on and so forth. And I'm like, I get why that makes sense, but, like, watching the comedy, in the comfort of my own home, or listening to it, in my headphones, it's just like, it's repetitive for me, and I'm like, that's where I'm like, I'm just not a fan.
Also, may I intervene here?
By all means, yeah.
Okay, so Kevin Hart specifically, he does like to repeat the punchline, but he does it in this style. Like, it's very much like Chris Rock used to do, like Bigger and Blacker and stuff like that. He would go, "Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?" Like, he would add or contribute something, but also think of the culture. It is a culture based upon a lot of repetition.
Okay,
the culture that that they're representing have a lot of repetitiveness to their comedy.
Yeah.
Like, look at them all. Chappelle, same way. You look at like even further back, you look at Richard Pryor. He would do callback. He would say the same punchline, but he would say it in a different way or a more dramatic way or less dramatic, more emphasis, less emphasis. It's a play on the style. Because all right, so you being predominantly listening to EDM in Espanol, right? Yeah. How many times does that bass come back the same fucking way? I mean, and then it stops for a second and gets all quiet. And then it's 20 hours later and the barbecue's over, you know? And, but anyways, no, but it's the same thing. It's generationally, it's predominantly a black callback thing because that's their comedy. They do a lot of it. If you go watch the Apollo things, they really hammer down, like Marlon Wayans used to go, are you, you know, I mean, very, very, in who was the other Wayans brother? Who's
Damon?
Damon used to do it a lot on In Living Color. So, I mean, if you look at all these kind of like callback things, you really kind of see where it is. It's part of their culture.
Wow, dude.
And I've avoided that in every way, being stigmatizing at any way, shape, and form. I think I walk back from woke culture now.
I've seen this guy walk on eggshells, but holy shit, bro. That was
good.
Good job.
Good.
I'm
ready for CNN. I don't know.
So we got a comment up here, and I want to dive into this subject right here because we got David Mutu saying, love this guy, got me to face my fear and go on stage. Now, let's dive into what you do with SAC.
Okay.
All right. And give us a little rundown or a run through of like what you offer your students, just coming in.
Okay. So I'm going to say 80% of my students are bucket listers.
Okay. What's that?
They just want to do it one time. They've wanted to do it. And I'm like, let's do it. That's amazing. I feel that every performer should do it one time. It's just, it's like skydiving at night. It's one of the scariest things you're going to have, but it is one of the most exhilarating feelings, hands down. So when new comics come in, my new students, I've created a curriculum, that I feel is working out great. So I do first 4 weeks. I have an 8-week class. So the first 4 weeks are just learning about comedy, like really learning about comedy, writing, performing. Now Carmen Vallone is more of a writing based instructor when he does his class. I'm more of a performance based because like I said, I've been performing since I was little.
Right.
I know a crowd. I know.
So you bring a theater aspect to it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the acting part of it too. You need to have all of that. So first 4 weeks, we're learning that. The last 4 weeks, they have a 5-minute showcase. We just work on that. And that's where most of my writing notes come from. It's like you bring up your material, give me what you got. We'll back it down if we need to. Add it. We start like cutting all the stuff. So the biggest everybody is you got to have confidence. You got to have confidence.
You got to be willing to eat it.
Yeah. You got to be brave enough to fail. You got to be brave enough to fail, but you got to be up there confidently believing in what you're saying. When a comic takes the stage, especially comics at our level, nobody knows who the hell we are. And most times audiences aren't coming for us. They're coming for comedy. So they're on a train. They got a new conductor. Don't wreck the train. That's all they want. That's it.
And sell it like wrecking the train is the best. Is the best.
Yeah.
Which is what I'm going to do tonight. Yay!
No, that's honestly a great approach. And like right here, like what David said, love this guy. Got to face my fear and going, and go on stage. When you have these newcomers, like you just call them the bucket listers, and they come to you and they're like, "Oh, my friends always tell me I'm funny. I'm the funniest guy in the office." Like what's like their reality check? Like, how do you apply a reality check to them?
Well, they usually get a reality check right after the first class because they start realizing how much work it is.
They can't bullshit their way out of it.
Yeah. They're like, I didn't realize how much work comedy was. And I go, yeah. So this isn't something I would get students sometimes. They're like, hey, I want to tell my story. I'm just going to tell my story. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm just going to tell a story and we'll do it that way. I said, okay, tell your story. That could be your bit. That's fine. So, all right, you tell your story. And then they go off on tangents. They're like, did you write your story down? Did you figure out exactly what you wanted to do? Oh, no. I just figured I would just talk.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to suck. It's just going to happen because you don't know the beats. You don't know where the beats are. You don't know the timing. You don't. And here's the thing. When we tell stories to our family or friends and we're drinking, they'll forgive the tangent. You know what I mean? They'll forgive that damn tangent of you going, so the other night, man, we went out partying with some friends. I was there with Lisa. Lisa, you remember Lisa, right? That was that girl I went out with. You remember? And then there's a story about
there's a story on top of a story on top of a story.
But your friends.
And it has Lisa Rod Davis in it.
Yeah. But your friends will take care of that. Audiences don't know. Get to the point. Let's do this. Everything has to have a purpose. And if you don't solidify how you're going to tell this story, you're just going to fail. So I always tell them that. And then one of my biggest things is this: once we start working on their material, and I go, y'all put so much pressure on yourselves as new comedians. I said, you've had 4 weeks. I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm just going to burst the bubble right off the bat. You all suck. You all suck. And you will suck for a couple of years. Mm-hmm. It's just the way it is. Don't expect yourself to be, Bert Kreischer, Kevin Hart, Richard Pryor after an 8-week course. Cut yourself some slack. You're just now learning how to crawl. Some of you fuckers, your head is just now coming up. You're even crawling yet. Allow yourself to have that moment of, hey, that was a crawl. Mm-hmm. That was a step. Don't expect yourself to fly yet. You need to. And so I try to bring it's like, don't worry, we're going to have a funny set. You're going to have great. You're going to be funny, but you're not going to get good for a while.
Yeah.
I think in my general, like my comedy career, I did it backwards. I took the class way later on. Like I realized that what I was doing as a performer 2.5 years in, my jokes weren't doing what I wanted them to. So I had learned how to do structure. And once I learned all their structures, I said, none of these are going to work for me. So I had to write something new. So, but I learned the basics, before you can compel yourself to write good material.
Yeah.
Or selling it some other way, it's all about breaking rules. So
yeah,
he would tell us all the rules, and then he would tell us ways to break them to make it entertaining, because that's the fun of it.
Yeah. I mean, rules are I hate to say it like this, but rules are meant to be broken.
Yeah. That's why you have a job.
Yeah. that was a previous law firm, but this one is like because mommy and daddy just don't want to get along, or mommy was fucking around with the receptionist.
I was being forward thinking of the entire legal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It is what it is. But
I backed away from the black thing, but now comes around full circle. I like drops,
and I'm sure, like, dropping that bomb on people. There are some people who got that thick skin who like, hey, I get it. Thank you so much for the constructive criticism. Let's fucking do this. But then I'm sure you have, the Bryans and the Megans where like,
oh, I love the Megans.
Why are you being so mean? I this is my dream. Why are you crushing me?
I've only had 2 students cry.
Okay, that's good.
2 students cry.
Name drop.
No.
Name drop.
But I'd come to them afterwards. I'm like, what upset you? What's going on with it? Something like that. It's like you said, it was just hopeless. I said, I never said it was hopeless. Just said you all suck right now.
Yeah.
That's just a fact. Like I'm not saying you're not funny. Some of you are hilarious. And I can see you stick with this. You start learning how to really hone your jokes, get rid of the fluff in your setups, and start hitting those punchlines that no one sees coming. You're going to be great because your instincts and you're naturally funny. That doesn't mean you're a good comic right then. So I just have to explain that to them so that they don't and let them know, I don't want you to put that much pressure on yourself because you're going to drive yourself nuts.
Yeah.
We still drive ourselves
nuts. Yeah.
On the real, none of us are normal in any way, shape, and form.
No, not at all.
No.
The Kansas, if you're looking for us for guidance in your fucked up life, we're more fucked up.
Oh, yeah. And I don't trust a comedian that's had a good life.
No. Son of a bitch.
I don't understand how you could be funny.
Unless drug addiction.
Yeah, I'm like,
sex, some All of it. You need to be brought through the mud
Until
before
you
you're
can-
able to comic.
Until you could tell stories like, I remember when my dad kidnapped me and had a gun to my head with like a smile.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you're still damaged, then no, you didn't.
But
you're
the
not actually
irony
funny.
is we were going to Soldier Field, and that was the first time ever I went to a Bears game. That's comedy.
Jim McMahon broke his ankle. It was great.
But no, it's cool that you provide that service, because they're, like I said, there are people out there who they get told they're funny. They're either the class clown, the office clown, the work clown, whatever it is. And then you have the individuals, and I see this everywhere I go. And it's actually, I've seen it happen with friends that I've brought to open mics. Now, I've always seen the open mic or just a comedy night date kind of thing as a way to just relax, because it's been a hard week. It's been a tough time. I come to laugh. I come to just let go.
Yeah, don't sit in the front then. If that's your prerogative is to relax and enjoy the comedians, then sit in the back.
Why do you think I no, I definitely always sit in the back unless I know the person. Yeah. Anyways, the one thing that always irks me is immediately like 1 or 3 comics in, they're like, I can do this.
Oh yeah.
I want to go up there. I know I'm funny. I can do it. Now, when the individual is being told that they're funny, is one thing. But when the individual comes in with the mentality of like, I know I'm funny, I can definitely do this. Like, what's your approach on that mindset?
Depending on what. Well, if we take it specifically for an open mic, if somebody comes up, they don't want it, they've never done it before, but they go, I know I'm funny. All right, prove it. Here's a microphone. Let's go. Get you up. Sign up. Let's go ahead. I'll put you up on my mic. If this is your first time, go ahead. Let's do it. If you have that confidence, good. You need to have that confidence. But I have had students that think they're way better than they are. That just, you have to have reality checks, man. You got to go. And there was one guy in particular, he took my class probably 4 years ago, and he's out there working, he's doing his thing. But when he was coming up, he's like, I got all this material. I'm this, I'm that. And I said, let's go grab a beer. I go, give me your number one joke. And it was okay. I said, okay, give me your second, this, that. And I go, where's your time? Well, I talk about this, I talk about that. I go, so you got 3 minutes tops total? Well, kind of. And I go, dude, confidence is one thing. Delusion is the other thing. You need to be real with yourself. You're not going to be a really good comic until you can look at yourself and go, that wasn't funny. And then go, but why wasn't it funny?
Let that develop into a neurosis that bothers you for 4 months. That's comedy.
Yeah, it's just with people that are overconfident. I'm like, can you tell me why that joke worked? And tell me why it didn't work. Why no one laughed at your bit? And if their first answer is, well, the audience, you're done.
Yeah.
You're done. You're already blaming somebody else.
Yeah.
If you're funny, you're funny. Eric Myers could be funny anywhere. Anywhere. He was the first beast I ever met and worked with. And I remember going to a mic. I think it was Austin's back in the day, and it was just not a good night. No one's doing well. And everyone's just blaming the audience. And I was like, I said, no, it's just there's an energy right now. And everyone started feeding off of the energy that somebody didn't do well. And then another person that you think is supposed to do well didn't do well. So everyone starts to get that fear, and that energy is like, you know what? It's just the audience. That's what I don't even, fuck them. I don't even care. I don't even care. And then Eric Myers comes up to a tired audience listening to, they're energetic because they didn't have a lot of people laughing. So, and Eric will destroy it, like really? Completely bring down the house.
Wow.
I saw Eric Myers. Now, Eric Myers has recently passed away the last couple of years, but I saw Eric Myers. He came to Carmen's class on just some random whim, and I was very lucky to have. Now, looking back, I'm very lucky to have this experience. He just got out there and slayed a room full of nobodies. It's just at improv. He had no reason to do it whatsoever, and he did it. It was a room full of like 20-something wannabe comics, and I'm in this class, and I'm just like, okay, let's do this. And Eric Myers goes up, just crushes. I mean this. Crushes to no one. Why? Why? Why did you do it? I mean, thankful I didn't have to pay for it. I was happy. I mean, he murdered.
Yeah, somebody's really, really good when he could do that, go into somewhere else. And then when he passed away, having really big name comics talk about not wanting to follow Eric Myers.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah.
And I never had the pleasure of like seeing him or knowing him. I'm sorry. You guys speak very highly. That's beautiful.
Beast.
I've had one recently. Oh, is that a bad? Can I tell you a bad story? You want to hear a bad comedy story? I have to tell it because you've already given him some praise in this show. So, you know how America's Got Talent's #1 guy, Preacher Lawson? He was at the Improv one night hanging out with us, and I was on the sign-up list, and I was like, I'm just gonna go up now. You know what I mean? Just let me go up, and I bombed. I mean, fucking ate it. I mean, I like. Good nights, bad nights, eating at night ×2. And then it was just because I wanted to go before Preacher because I didn't want to go after him. I didn't want to go after me. And Preacher goes, should have went after me. I was like, I know, you bombed too. What the fuck? I mean, like, fuck this audience, man.
We got a comment coming in from the live feed. Alicia Irvin just saying, "Hey, Ali."
Oh, hey, Alicia.
Yeah.
How are you?
Welcome to hashtag Wassock. Tell your friends.
So speaking of audience warm-ups, I was auditioning or I got the summer gig for Family Feud when they were shooting here with Steve Harvey. And I had my weekend, and the other person that they were trying to determine which warm-up they were going to go with. And my buddy Ruben, her husband, was the other warm-up, and they ended up going with him. And I was like, this is the way it was supposed to happen. Because I had my kid here. I was just kind of stuck here. I wasn't going anywhere. I couldn't move or do anything. I mean, initially I was upset. I was like, man, I like this gig. Number one, it was good paying. But Ruben now is, he does like all Steve Harvey stuff. He does so many things. Like he is the warm-up guy. Yeah. Yeah. So shout out to Ruben Urban out there. He's
shout out to Ruben. I like Rubens.
I like Rubens too.
Yeah.
Cool. Everyone
likes a sandwich.
Oh,
it's also a person that Ollie appreciates in his life.
Yeah. But no,
what a weird segue. We just know how to destroy something beautiful. I really took to Fight Club destroying something beautiful.
You have a great reputation. I've seen the way you are with your students because you've brought them out to open mics, you brought them out to venues, and you give a really positive like whether it's the safety net or reinforcement or just like whatever support system you give them. Like, dude, I even felt it when we were at the other bar. I think it was either this Monday or past Monday. There was this young girl who was with you.
She's in my class right now.
Yeah.
Nas.
Yeah. Not like her face was just like, she was so happy to be there. She was excited. And this is me literally judging right now, judging by her mannerisms and like her appearance. It looks like she's never been to a place like that before.
Not really.
Because the thing about other bar, Grumpy's, Bull and Bush, all these places, like they'll either bring you in with open arms or they're gonna chew you up and spit you out. And for her, like there was that excitement, but at the same time, like I saw a little bit of nervousness in her.
Oh yeah, definitely. And you should. Like this is something I don't know if it's a saying or not, but I feel like you should have some fear in something that you want to do. You need to have that fear. Like it's like somebody asked me, do you ever get nervous? You've been doing this for a long time. Do you get nervous? I said before each and every show I get nervous. I'm like, really? I go, yeah, because it matters. I said, I got a feeling if I ever got to the point where I'm doing a show and I don't have the pre-show poops, don't have that, I nervous and butterflies.
Yeah,
I think I'd stop.
Well, no, like the fear itself is like you're respecting the art, you're respecting the craft. Like, look, I host trivia, I host bingo. Like those 15-20 minutes setting up, I am laser focused. I want to make sure everything's good to go. I have everything lined up. All right, this is how it's going to go. Cool. And then like the last 10 minutes right before, I have to hit that, hey, everybody, welcome to Graffiti Junction, all that bullshit. It is nerve-wracking. because like, okay, there's not that many people here. Oh shit, there's a huge crowd. Oh, there's those people over there. I don't know how they're going to react to all this going on. There's so many factors that like go into play. But like you even said earlier, it's not about, enjoying the craft. Like you do it because you have to do it.
Yeah.
And there was a few weeks ago, I was hosting a trivia in Lake Mary. And right before I was leaving, right as I'm about to leave here, my car just goes kaput. And I'm already 30 minutes behind. And it's like, what the fuck? I'm on the point right now where like I'm about to call this venue and tell them, look, you're gonna have to cancel. I can't make it. There's just no time. And I'm a nervous wreck. I'm sweating. I'm just out of it. And then I call my partner and I'm telling him, hey bro, this is what's going on. And he tells me immediately, he's like, dude, if you need to cancel, just cancel.
Right.
And I was like, all right, cool. There's my safety net. There's my calming. And then I call the venue. Hey, here's my situation. And the moment he was like, all right, well, the second I heard the it was the trigger right there. I'm like, fuck this shit. The show has to go on. And I stopped him. He's like, well, we already got a little bit of a crowd. I'm like, no, don't worry about this. I'm already messaging. I'm getting an Uber. I'll be there a little bit 15 minutes late, but I'm on my way. And the whole drive up there, I'm pissed off, not at the situation, but at myself, because of the fact that the idea of canceling a show went through my head. And as performers, as entertainers, we all have that one point where, like I said, the show must go on. But then there are factors that come into play where like the show either has to stop or has to end or just has to get canceled. And I want to ask you, like, your mindset with like jumping on. You just said you get nervous before each show. What has been your mindset when it's literally you're facing hell? You're facing like a horrible venue, a horrible place, and things just like not. For a fact, you know what? I know I'm going to bomb right now.
Yeah, when it's not set up properly, and it's just going to be a shit show of a show. I kind of flip into autopilot a little bit.
Okay.
Because I need the guy that's going to kill any room to show up. I need that guy to show up. The guy that's looking at the audience and looking at like, this is going to suck. These people are not going to get me. We're younger. I talk about being a dad and, being old. So I'm like, I don't know that they're going to get me. Or if it's a small crowd, my mentality is I need to play it like it's a sold out theater and just do my shit. I don't let the fear get to me because I know then I will for sure bomb. I don't want to bomb, especially if I'm headlining a show.
Yeah.
I got to be up there. They're paying me for 45 minutes. So regardless, I'm up there for 45 minutes. We need to figure something out.
Yeah.
So if I resign to the fact that I'm going to bomb right off the bat, I'm fucked. And I will bomb. So it's more like one of the things I show my students when I talk about confidence and going into a hostile place. I show them the Bernie Mac, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers clip. And if you've not seen that was one of the clips that pretty much got him famous. It's on Def Comedy Jam. Every comic before him was getting booed off the stage. So there's that fear. This is the audience. They're messing with you. It's on TV. All that could have and probably did go through him. But when he stepped out on stage, he goes, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. Huge laugh. He goes, I didn't come around here for no foolishness.
Yeah.
And then he goes into his act. And he'd already had a stop in his act built because they had Kid Capri, who was the DJ. So he would do a thing like, you don't understand. He'd get the music after a punchline, kick it. And he'd start playing. And he'd go, you don't understand. So then he goes, I ain't scared of you motherfucker. And he just kept hammering it in and destroyed.
Wow.
Like destroyed it.
Again, about repetition and callbacks from our previous story. It's part of their culture.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're looking at it. It's now a callback.
Yeah. It's a running joke. It's a running gag as opposed to a callback. A callback, you can have a couple of callbacks from the same one in a set. So, but a running gag is you do it constantly throughout. So I do my racist bit and I do, where I go racist and I'll, if you're laughing at, like I go, the way the joke is now, my name's Ali Flores. I am Mexican. Don't leave. Laugh. I got family outside stealing your rims. Laugh. I'm kidding. They're in the kitchen. Laugh. If you're laughing, you're racist. Like those of you laughing are racist.
Yeah.
So then I do a couple of other little things. And so when they laugh, I go, racist. So then later on, I'll hit it again. I'll do something, a little kind of a stereotypical racist thing in the middle.
Yeah.
And people laugh, go, racist. And then just keep it going. So that becomes a running line.
Yeah.
Well, that's the first time Facebook ever banned us just for saying the word racist over and over again. Is this hate speech?
I know.
Can't figure it out. It's coming from a Mexican.
Well, I guess it can. It's on the end of it. Mexican. Cletus.
Get the squirrel.
Oh, man.
Okay, we just gonna eat this turtle soup and just watch this little beaver go. This is good.
I found out that's legal in Florida to eat turtles, so it must be really good soup.
Dude,
It's good. I've had it.
Here in Florida, you can eat almost anything.
Yes.
Dude, Florida man.
Minus the birds. Because they aren't real.
Yeah, that's true.
They're not real.
Oh man, Ali, I gotta tell you this has been a real treat. Not only is it
Holy shit, we're done?
We are.
Yeah,
Oh my
dude.
God.
We hit that hour mark.
Wow.
And the one thing I gotta say
Except for the countdown that was the only time that wasn't
Well, yeah,
counted in the countdown of the 60 minutes.
well, now if you factor in the countdown and the countdown to the countdown, we've only been on the air for an hour and 17 minutes.
Seconds.
So hour and 17 seconds. So
We hit the hour.
with that being said, Ali, we've had a lot of comics on the show. We've had everybody from the comedy realm. But I got to say this: I value this episode so much more than you could possibly imagine, because of the fact that this was not only entertaining but educational to the ones that want to start, to the ones who are progressing into the comedy realm. And I honestly took so many mental notes from what you were telling me from your stories, from your upbringing and your execution, and how you're the message that you give to your students.
Have we post-dated him with execution? Is he dead on Wikipedia?
Wait, I got a Wikipedia? Oh my God. I'm so excited. Hold on. Mom, it happened. It happened.
All right. You know what? Here, Ali, for $50, send me your info. I'll write you a fucking wiki.
Thank you.
All right. 75 if you want it. You're good.
But no, Ali, it's honest to God been such a pleasure, and the floor is yours for anything you want to plug, whether upcoming shows. Anything.
If you are in the Palm Bay area, where's my camera right there? If you're in the Palm Bay area, I will be headlining a show Saturday night, tomorrow night. I don't know if you're hearing this. What's the date?
This is live. So now
this is the 22nd.
22nd. So if you're hearing it,
no, today's the 21st.
So tomorrow's 22nd.
22nd.
So the 22nd, Saturday 22nd, I'll be headlining in Palm Bay at the American Legion. My career's going well. I'll be doing that, and then this just happened. I'm putting together a Cinco de Mayo show in Kissimmee.
Ooh,
no Hispanics there, so it should go well. Wait, what? So a Cinco de Mayo show. We're nailing down the venue. So tentatively, it will be at the Chateau Lounge.
Ooh.
It's over near. It's on 192 near Medieval Times, and so I'll be headlining that show. We got Marvin Izquierdo, or Izzy as he goes by now. Marvin Izzy will be featuring. Jess Torres will be hosting, and so I'm going to try to grab another Hispanic comic to do a guest spot. So
everyone's favorite local Hispanic right here is attempting a comedy career. You may have heard of him. He's got a show called #Wasock.
All right. So that's coming up on Cinco de Mayo.
Nice.
So that'll be a Friday night in Cinco de Mayo.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Salty, where are you going to be, and what crazy shenanigans are you getting into?
Okay, full weekend. All right. Tonight I'm hosting Bitters and Bottles, just down the street from here on North Orange Avenue. And after that, I'm trekking out to the 13-year anniversary of Turnanog tonight.
Oh,
so Daytona's tonight, and then tomorrow evening I am going to Blind Lion Pub and doing Judge Jones's show as a guest spot. So things are going well. So excellent.
Awesome.
Nice.
Check me out every Tuesday at Coyoacan Cocina and Tequila right there in Lake Mary, beginning at 6 o'clock for general knowledge trivia. This Wednesday I will be hosting a Reach Junction Thornton Park for scratch that. we are doing action movie trivia. So all the action films going to be on the line. So if you know your John Wicks, you know your Matrixes, and you know why I'm about to say another Keanu Reeves movie, screw it. It's all action films.
Ted and Bill and Ted.
Yeah, there you go.
That's 3. You got.
We can do our daily stuff. Okay. I host bingo as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Where at?
I host bingo on Tuesday nights at Claremont Brewing Company.
Oh,
nice.
I host bingo on Wednesday nights at Hagen O'Reilly's in Winter Garden. Yeah, so those are Tuesday and Wednesdays. I host bingo.
Nice. I didn't know you hosted bingo.
Yeah,
rival bingo
too.
I know.
Then it
rival. I love this.
Love it.
Beautiful now.
Check out some new episodes of Real Laughs on 104.1 coming out this Monday and Tuesday. We got some really funny material coming out, and I think Wednesday and Thursday they got a guest on the show. But check it out, Real Laughs every Monday through Thursday, beginning at 9:00 on Real Radio 104.1. As I'm closing out my final thoughts with today's episode, late last week, I faced a trial and tribulation, and I didn't know what to do. I kind of told someone about my problem, and next thing you know, the problem started to become smaller and smaller because they helped me out. They offered me a solution. And here's the thing: if you're going through any troubles, if you're going through any just crazy shit in your life, don't hold it in. Don't be afraid to talk about what you're dealing with. Don't be afraid to express your feelings, because you don't know who's going to be there, who's going to be able to offer you the best advice or a helping hand, or maybe even a little guidance that it's going to take you out of your dark shadows. I'm thankful for everything that has transpired since then. I have seen the betterment of a lot of people over the past few weeks, and I'm over the past few days, and I'm thankful for that. So if you got something to say, just say it. And with that being said, if you're not laughing, you're not living. Live every day to the fullest, but always do it with chaos.
With chaos.
We'll see you guys.